Ready? I'll edit that up. Thank you, Napoleon. Welcome back, everyone. Look how giant he is now. Data Immortals Wing Chun. So today, I'm going to share with you a revelation I had. Okay? Once in a blue moon, it doesn't happen very often. Something goes off and I have amazing things are revealed to me. This is one of those things. This guy is the reason. Okay? He doesn't know what I'm talking about. He doesn't know what this video is about. I just said that we're going to do chi sao. So, for a long time, he's actually given me more trouble, okay, when sparring, we were just doing chi sao, when we're doing gore sao, so when you're actually trying to create entries, okay, he's actually given me more trouble when we're sparring than many people who've been doing Kung Fu way longer than him. He actually has not even been doing that long. We just practice whatever, not in the same disciplined way, okay? The reason, and I'm saying, okay, why does he give me so much trouble? The reason he gives me so much trouble is because when we make connection here, okay, regardless of how it is, whether it's in sparring or chi sao, my secret weapon, always, all my Kung Fu career, has always been my stance. So that means that I use my stance, always pushing people back, always using it to displace other people. That's what I do. That's my whole goal. Okay, it's my secret. If you ever spar with me, you now know that's what I'm trying to do. The reason it doesn't work with him is because this is a real mystery. His stance is just as good as mine. And in certain cases, and infamously, many times we battle up on a tree. So we'll be up on a tree trunk and we're fighting. He's always able to knock me off of the tree. As a Kung Fu person, it's very disturbing to me. Why? Because why should he be able to knock me off a tree, okay, when stance is my strong point? Usually everyone I touch hands with, my stance is at least as good. I'm not being boastful, because I have many other things to learn in Kung Fu, many other things I'm not the best at, okay? My stance, I will always confident, I always know it's going to be at least as good. Doesn't matter Tai Chi, whoever I'm facing, okay? How can his be as good, if not better than mine? He doesn't even practice that much Kung Fu. It makes no sense. I'm puzzling and puzzling and puzzling over it. I finally had a revelation. And actually this revelation I think is going to be useful for you, because now, ever since I understood it, which was this morning, I'm practicing it. Okay? No, listen. You'll see it's true when it starts to unfold the story for you. Okay? I realized something. I puzzled to myself. I said, how can he have such a strong stance? I can't move him. Can't budge him. Usually if we get locked in place, we're just pushing. Looks like nothing's happening. Actually, we're just can't move each other. Okay? So, he didn't really get it from his Kung Fu training because he doesn't even like doing chi sao. He always wants to do other things. So, punching things, right? Doesn't enjoy chi sao. It's true for some people. So how did he get this strong stance? Then I realized, I said, okay, could it be because he also trained with my Sifu? No, that's not possible. He was only 4 years old when I was taking him there for lessons. Can't possibly have absorbed it. Then I had to see the most interesting thing, okay? So I'm starting to study some Qigong because I like it for other reasons, okay? I'll ask you, this is where the revelation comes in, okay? He doesn't know what's happening. Do you recognize this position?
Yes.
From what?
Ballet.
Isn't that intriguing? Okay? It's intriguing for this reason. This position, okay, this standing meditation from Qigong that I'm learning, it's identical to first position in ballet. Then boom, okay, this light bulb went off. I'll tell you what we had in common. We both studied at the National Ballet School, okay? Years and years standing in this position. Thousands of hours, okay? Not just chi sao for a couple, thousands of hours working on. They call it something different. They call it first position. Qigong calls this a tree pose. It's the same thing. Here's what's so fascinating. I was going through, okay, the instructions. Listen, because it's important. For Qigong, for doing this pose, okay? The instructions is pull up from here. You remember that? You tilt your chin down, okay? This tilts forward so your spine is straight. You drop your shoulders, you lengthen your spine. This let you float up. And it's like you're holding something, okay? It's like you're holding like this. Okay, when I was taking ballet, here's a rather weird, bizarre coincidence. He had the same teacher, ballet teacher with me at the National Ballet School, 40 years apart. See, she's still teaching. So I don't even have that advantage because he had the same teacher, okay? So this motion, this in Qigong, it's identical. It's the same thing. So this standing meditation here, then here's another mind-blowing thing. Do you know who else does all this standing? It's not my lineage, okay? I'm Wang Q lineage. Chu Tin, okay, if you don't know him, he's the king of Sunim Tao, another one of Immen's students who focus more on this eternal aspect. He's famous, you wouldn't like this, for the whole class, all day, all they're doing is standing. They stand in one spot. But Chu Tin, even though he's skinny, I used to be skinny, he's skinnier than me, he's famous for having an incredible, immovable stance, even though he's so skinny. He can go on one leg, you can't push him over, okay? All from this idea, from this standing. Then I was reading this thing this guy's talking, he's describing Chu Tin's training, what Chu Tin instructed him to think about when he's doing this standing all day. It's so curious to me. He said, you're supposed to visualize, one of the things you think about is this receiving, as if, here's the term, as if you'd received a great compliment. What a strange thing to think about. How curious also. You know what our same teacher from ballet always told me? Maybe you remember, because I bet she had the same teaching method. What did she ask to visualize when you're doing this? It's a strange thing.
Holding a ball or something?
Not a ball.
I don't know.
He doesn't remember. I know she still used the same one. She always said it. Holding a basket of flowers.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she said. Receiving great compliment. Presenting these flowers. There's just crazy connections going on here. No, it's not. It's true. It's true. So here's the great revelation for you. Okay? I always thought, my mistake, I believe now. Time will prove me right or wrong for myself. I always thought that to work on structure, you had to have resistance. Of course you would think you have to have resistance to train your structure. Now I don't actually believe that's true. Of course you test it that way. I think you can improve your structure just by focusing on this. This standing that we did for so many thousands of hours in ballet, they make you, you're always just standing in the same position. Chu Tin students doing the same thing. Qigong, this thousands of years old exercise, this tree pose, I went through it step by step. It's identical to the ballet one, okay? It's identical. Also, those same ideas, tucking, pulling, it's all the foundation of the Yiji Kim Yung Ma, the stance in Wing Chun, which I still believe, for all these reasons, is still the most powerful upright stance. This is a perfect stance. So the way I'm going to experiment, I don't care what you do, for the next year, okay, instead of sitting for my meditation that I do in the morning, I'm going to focus, I'm going to do my meditation standing. When you do this, okay, I remember from ballet, at the Qigong, it's all the same instruction, okay? Is pulling up here, tucking down here, dropping here, tilting your pelvis forward so that your spine is perfectly straight. None of this is radical, they're micro motions. So you're not doing radical. Micro motions. So your spine is perfectly straight. Then in Qigong, that's perfect, they talk about connecting heaven to earth. That's what they're talking about, pulling up here. You connect heaven and then your feet, all 4 points of your feet. You sink through the center of your foot to the ground to connect the earth. Heaven and earth. Holding this basket of flowers, or whatever, however you want, receiving this great compliment. However you want to describe this concept, okay? Then you just focus on your breathing. You focus on that energy, and you just focus on this. You connect everything together. And I'm convinced it's how he got his stance to be strong without practicing Kung Fu enough. I'm convinced of it, okay? And it's what we share in common. I always wonder because for me, all those things, even when I first started, okay, I had much stronger foundation than a lot of people who've been training Kung Fu long. It's from that ballet, it's from those thousands and I'm telling you, thousands of hours standing in that position. That's what it's from. That's my revelation. I'm going to keep working on it. You can try if you want. I'm telling you, just try. See what happens. Practice on all those things, okay? You walk through it step by step. So pull up to heaven. Tuck your chin. Collapse this. Make your spine straight. Pelvis forward. Bend your knees like a spring. Sink your energy in. And then this receiving here. Those things. And hold it. And just focus and focus. You have to do it for hours. That's it. Okay? That's my big revelation. For real, this is something real I'm sharing for once, okay? Not just going over technique. So if you just like punching and kicking, it's boring. You didn't watch this far anyway, so too bad. So otherwise, I hope you try this. I'm going to practice. We'll see in 1 year. You can spar with me. We'll see what happens. Okay? Napoleon, thank you. See, this came from you, this revelation. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time at 8 Immortals Wing Chun. Thank you, Napoleon. It's true.